Hey everybody, welcome to Cardboard Commander. My name is Jerry. Many of you guys saw my last video with the dice rolling for Berlin, so I decided I would start over and give you guys, I got a lot of feedback, so I thought I would do the playthrough starting at the beginning of the game. So hopefully you guys like this. I know there's a bunch of them going on right now, so you've got many choices if you do not like my style. So I'll be playing just like I would any other time. If I miss something, please let me know in the comments and I will try to rectify them on the next playthrough. So I think you should be able to see most of the board. I am going to put the dice roller or my dice tower. I think I'm going to put that right here. And as many of you guys can see, I actually have changed dice because the other ones were horrific. It was amazing how bad they were rolling. So now I am using a different set of dice. The red will be the Soviet and the gray and red will be the Germans. And if that's any indicator, they're not going to get any better rolling with this one. So we're going to go ahead and start off here. And the first thing we do is the random event. So I mixed up, you saw at the beginning of the video, I mixed up all the defenders and put them out on the board randomly. I just didn't think you guys would want to see that very slowly, so I just did it that way. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll for a random event, and you roll 3 die, and you consult the random event chart, which is right there. So let's see what we come up with. So you roll 3 die. So we rolled a 9, and a 9 is an out of action. Soviet infantry units may not return to play during this turn. Okay, so the good news is there's nobody out because that would be up there at the top of the board, out of action. So nobody is out of action, so that does not impact play whatsoever. So now we're going to roll for supply, and this does impact play. So we want to roll the highest number possible here. So let's see what we can do. So we don't roll the highest number possible. So 24 is the highest we could get, and we actually got 12. So half of that. So this comes down to 12. And now we can purchase off of the supply chart here. So since we do not have any units that are off the board, we don't have to worry about any of those up there. So all we have to worry about is artillery support and air support markers, and they each cost 2. So the importance of having artillery support is you can get combined arms when you do that. So I'm going to buy 4 of those for 8 points. Okay, and those will go, they go in the box right where the dice tower is going. So I'm going to put those right there. And then I'm going to purchase 2 air units. So that's 6 units at 2 apiece. That is 12 points. And that is all of our supply. We could hold some over for next turn, but we want to make a big push here if we can. So now we are off to the combat phase or the / movement phase. So the first thing we're going to do is I will refer to the rules from time to time. But this game is pretty much like most of the other games in this series. So if you're familiar with this series, you should be pretty good to go. First thing we're going to do is you activate each area, and then you can move and do that sort of thing. So each area, if you notice, has a defender in it. The suburban areas have the defender already revealed. So what that means is they do not get the modifier for the type of defense. They only get the defensive modifier. And I'll kind of show you what that is. You guys can also see the X right there. I put that on there because in the last playthrough, I actually moved a unit in there. Even though it says Soviet units may not enter Zone C in big red letters, I put that on there, so hopefully that would keep me from moving in there. So we're going to start down here on the bottom. And I think what we're going to do is we need to clear out all these areas, right? So we're going to make sure, so right here, we'll start here in Sparrenburg. So they have a defense of 4, okay? And I will keep that, the value charts on the other, over here on the other side, but you don't really need to see that. I'll tell you what the combat values are. And our combat value is, the lead unit will be the 7-4 infantry, so that's 7, 8, 9. So we're at 9. When I say we're, it's the Soviets are at 9. So I think that's what we will do to start here. So it is, the Soviets have 9 attack strength and the Germans have a whopping 4 for defense. So let's see how this works out. So again, the Germans roll pretty well, like they have been every time I play this game. They go up to a defensive value of 12. The good news is that we started off at 9 and we gained 6, so we go to 15. So we only won by 2, so we did not overrun there. So this unit comes out and these units become spent. And that is all they can do. So I like to keep them, grouped up by attack factor. I know some people do it differently. Okay, so next we're going to go over to here. We're in Trebin. So it's a 6 defense factor. And we are an 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 to 6. So their defense is 6, our attack is 10. So let's see how that works out. So the Germans add 6 to their defense, which is 6 already, so it's 12. We add 7 to ours, and we were at 10, so it's 17. So we win, and now I am going to double check to make sure that there is no, that we can't overrun there. Hold on for a second. So I answered my question. In the section of the rules for overruns, you cannot overrun in a zone. So we do win there. So we're going to put that up here in the box, and then we will flip our units to spent. And we will continue moving on. So now down here, they have a defense of 5, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to split this attack group up. So we're going to send this armor unit up here, which takes 4 movement factors because there's somebody in there. We're going to move this armor unit up there. And we're going to move that armor unit up there and this armor unit up. So we're moving all those up here and we're going to start here. So their defense down in Bielitz maybe is the name of it. They are a 5. And we start off with 7. And we are also going to use artillery. No, we're not. 7. We're going to take our chances. So they're at a 5, we're at a 7. So we'll see how this works out. So the Germans roll a 5, which takes them to 10. We roll a 3, which takes us to 10. So that gives us a stalemate. So we flip over and we put a bloody streets marker into Bielitz. That is not really what we wanted, but it could have been much worse. I do like the fact that they've added these bloody street markers to the game. As in some of the other titles, they did not have it in there. And it just makes it easier for you to remember. Now we go up here. So now we reveal in Kleinmack now, we turn over the light urban defender, and they are Volkstrom. They have a defense of 6. So we look on our chart, and Volkstrom is right here. So a Soviet success result during combat resolution becomes an overrun. So that's good news for us. So they are at a defense of 6, 7, 8. So the Germans start off with a defense of 8. We are at 6, 7, 8, 9. We are going to add support there to make it 11. So we're at 11. I don't trust my my die rolls. If you guys can, I think you guys can understand that. So let's see what this looks like. So both rolled low, but the good news is we both rolled low. So they started off with 8, and they're adding 4. They go to 12. We started at 11. So remember, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, we're actually at 13. So we start at 13. So we've automatically won already. We go to 4. So I probably didn't need to use that artillery, but the minute I didn't use it, we would probably fail there, and that would have not been good to fail right there. So they're defeated, and it's an overrun. So now they can stay healthy, and we will think about what we will do with them. They do not have to move right now. So even though we might as well do that, I guess. We put this unit over here. So the Germans have lost a light urban area. So that means their morale goes down by 1. So they're now at 49. So our goal is we want to get up here, right? So I think we're just going to jump into Telltale and see what that looks like. So we turn over the defense. Oh boy, not what we were looking for. So that's a kill zone, which starts off at a 10, and then you add the defense. So they're at a 12 already. We are at 8, 9, 10. And a kill zone tells us the Soviet player must either place 1 attacking unit in the out of action box prior to combat resolution, or flip attacking units to spent and retreat. So we are going to do that. We are going to flip them to spent and retreat. They use theirs, so they spent. So next time we just have to attack the kill zone itself. So they started moving in there, and they decided that was going to be a little too risky. So now we'll come up here, and they have a defense of 5 up here, and we have 6, 7, 8, 9. So it'd be 5. It'd be 5 for the Germans, 9 for the Soviets. That gives us a 4 advantage. So I think we're going to go ahead and just do that. Not going to use any support. We might need that later down the road. So here we go. So the Germans roll a 9, which from 5 is 14. And the Soviets roll a 5. So we are at a stalemate. And again, not the result we were hoping for. The Soviets again struggling with some die rolls, but we are in a stalemate there, and I will put a Bloody Streets marker in there as well. Okay, so now we're going to go up here. So in Mühlbeck, they are a 5. And again, I've got some pretty good power there, but as we've seen, I'm not going to take any chances. So we got 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 to 5. And we will go ahead and see if this works for the Soviets. So the Germans roll a 6, so they're at 11. We roll a 10, finally did it, so we go to 21. So we dominate that battlefield. And everybody becomes spent in there. But that is now our area. We have not been repulsed, which is good. So that goes there. Okay. Now next we're going to go up here. And this is a little tougher defense. They're starting at a 10. Okay. So they're starting at a 10. The Soviets are 7, 8, 9, 10. So we would be starting at a 10 as well, but we are going to use an artillery support. And I'll show you what that's going to benefit for us. And we're also going to use, no, do we need to? So 7, 8, 9, 10, it'd be 12 to 10, yeah. And we're also going to use some air support. So I'll show you how that works. So the way we add this up is we've got 7, we add 1 for each unit, 8, 9, 10. We add 2 for artillery support, so that's 12. We add another 1 for artillery support because of combined arms for 13. And then we roll 1 die when we do the combat, and that will be subtracted. So we'll go ahead and subtract that now. So the air power comes in, and they subtract 3, so they go down to a 7. So now the Germans are at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? So we're at 14. That air power is used. And we're at 14. So now we go ahead and roll for the attack. And the Germans are at 17, and we go to 21. So we win, the Soviets win there. And again, everybody gets spent. And we are cleaning out these zones pretty well. One of the reasons you got to clean out the zones is you get victory points for having every zone controlled. So that is one of the things that you want to do. The artillery comes off, we've used that one. And so far, we've cleaned 4 zones and 1 regular area. So now we come down here. And this is where it gets interesting, right? So it's a 6, so they start off as a 7. Okay. So I'm going to look at all the units we have here, because I think we want to kind of push out, right? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave the infantry in here at 7. We're going to leave, so that would be 8, 9. We're going to do that. And then we're going to move a unit into here with these infantry, and they'll try to take care of that. So we'll start down here first. So there is 7 to start off for defense. We are at a 7, 8, 9. And we have 2 artillery left. So decisions. Because then we would have combined arms there. We could have combined arms. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So we're going to add artillery here. So that gives us 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus the combined arms for 12. So that will take us up to 12. So the Soviets are at 12. And I hope you guys see that. So defensive 6 plus 1 is 7 for the Germans. We take the lead unit, which is 7. You add 1 for each one, so that's 9. You get 2 for the artillery, so that's 11. And you get 1 more because of combined arms, because of having armor, infantry, and. So we're at 12. So let's see what this looks like. So this is good news. So The Germans go to 14 and we go to a whopping 22. So probably a little overkill, but it worked out okay. I've got to quit saying so much. You guys got to start yelling at me about that. I'm going to try to pay more attention to that. Okay. So now that's good. So now we'll flip over the defense here in Marzahn and see what that looks like. So that is a Tiger tank. And so they start off with a defense of 7 plus 2 is 9. The Tiger adds 2. So if you look at the chart. So if you look at the chart, the Tiger adds 2 to the defensive value. So we're at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Our attack value is 5, 6, 7. So we're going to need to help them out a little bit, right? So we're going to add artillery and we're going to add air support. Okay? So what that means is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, combined arms is 10. Okay, so they go to 10, which is still 1 less than what their attack value is, but the air support is what we're going to rely on. So let's see what that Soviet Air Force can do for us. They subtract their total by 4, so they go down to 7. So not so shabby. So we start off, the Soviets are at 10, the Germans are at 7. So let's see what this attack looks like. The Germans roll a 7, so they go to 14. We roll a 6, so we go to 16. So that's a victory for us. So the good news is we clear out that area. That's another light urban area, so the German morale goes down by 1 more. So they're at 48. Air support goes away because we used it, so does artillery support. But the good news is we've taken over Marzahn and they will become spent and we will move on from there. All right, so now we come down here. The defense down here is a 7. So what are we going to do? We've got some pretty good units in here. So we're going to start off with the 8 unit here. We do not have any more support or artillery or anything, so we're not going to worry about that. So this infantry unit is going to go into here. This infantry unit is going to go into here. They're going to be supported by 1 tank unit. Actually, 2 tank units. 3 tank units for each. And then the rest will stay in here and we will try to battle here. So pretty straightforward. So in Fischnau, I know I'm butchering these names, their defense is 7. We come in at 8, 9, 10, 11. There are no more modifiers, so we will see how this goes. So, wow. So the Germans roll a 3 for a 10, so we've automatically won, and then we roll a 10. So we dominated this. However, there's no overrun because of the zone. But I will take it as we have not lost anybody, and everybody's still in good shape. Okay, now we're going to go to Karlshorst, and we're going to flip over that defense, and they are a Tiger as well. So again, a defense of 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 2 more is 10. The Soviets are at 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 to 10. So this one we might get repulsed. This could be the first one where we actually could lose. But no, the Germans actually win by, or no, the Soviets lose by 1. So we do get repulsed. So that's not good. So they have to go back into here. And the bad news is they also lose a morale point, or a Stalin point they call it. And we also lose the lead unit, or don't lose him, but he goes to out of action. So that lead unit would have been, the 7 infantry. So he goes up in the out of action box. They get repulsed. And the Stalin approval rating goes down to 18. Okay, now we come down here into Oberschrei, and the defense. This is not good. So AT Trench. So AT Trench says the lead attacking unit may not be armor. If all the attacking units are armored, the units must flip, spin, and retreat. So the good news is we brought the infantry in there. So they are the lead group. So their defense is 9 plus 2, which is tough as it is. So they go to 11. We are at 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're behind by 1. So we're going to need a decent die roll here. So let's see what this looks like. So the Germans, of course, roll a 10, so they go to 21. We roll an 8, which isn't bad, but it's not good enough. So they get repulsed there as well. So the lead unit is another 7-4 infantry. Those guys are expensive to get back into the game. And these guys get repulsed and they come back. So I probably should have kept some more support for them maybe. Or maybe not split them up as much. I could have probably went there and overrun, you never know, right? So that is the end of the combat phase. So now we go to the end phase, and on the end phase, I'm just going to read. German morale decreases by 1 every end phase, so now they go to 47. Nobody's got an automatic victory yet. Each phase, if Reichstag is not controlled, is -1 for the approval. So that goes to 17. We got repulsed twice, so we already took that repulse. That's it. The Germans, when zones are all taken, we get they -3 off their morale, but they're not all taken. We already took one for the end phase and for each light or urban area. And so they lost 2 urban areas this turn. And we've already moved them down from that too, because they were at 50. They go down to 49, 48, -1 for the end of the turn. So yep, so that's where they're at. So these, I just keep these stacked up here just to let us know what's going on. And it just to keep it nice and clean. So what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to flip everybody over, and we will get started on turn 2, okay? So hang in there. All right, so we are back, and we're getting ready to start turn 2. So we'll go ahead and start again from the beginning. So we roll for the random event. So we roll 3 die. It is a 12. And that's a Konev pause. So units labeled with set up to locations D, E, and F, which is down here, cannot move. So that's a bummer. Or no, I'm sorry. They may move, but may not attack this turn. If this random event was on the previous turn, no, okay. So they can move, they just can't attack. So I'm gonna put a little thing on here just so we know what those are going to do. I tell you, having these little indicators really help remember certain things, or they help me anyhow. I don't know if they would help you guys, but they help me. All right, let's check what supply looks like. So again, we roll 4 die. And that's a better roll, 17 for supply. Okay, so that's a much better roll because we needed to get some other, so it costs 5 to get the infantry units back in. So that would cost 10 for both of those. That would leave us 7 supply points. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring 1 in for 5. And they have to go in the B area, what they're at here. So they're going to go there. So that's 5. That takes us down to 12. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and take 2 air support markers and 4 artillery support. So again, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We are down to 0 again. But we have the 7, 4 back, and we have some support. So this goes back down to 0. And now we are at the combat phase again. So let's do this. I got to quit saying so. You guys got to help me with that. Keep making fun of me or something. All right, so down here, we are going to, we need to make a big push. We will move that unit in there. We will move an infantry unit in there. We will move an infantry unit into there. We'll move a tank unit into there. And then we'll just jump in. Hopefully with enough to do some damage here. So big pushes here. All right, let's start with the hard one first. So the defense is 9, 10, 11. We have, I want to make sure we're not getting these all mixed up. They're at 11. We have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're at 11. We're both at 11 after the initial count. We are going to add artillery. And we're going to also add air support. Okay. 7, so we're at 11, 12, 13 for the artillery, 14 for combined arms. And then we're going to roll to see how good the Soviet Air Force helps us out here. I don't know if that's an oxymoron or not. They help us with 1. Brutal. Brutal. 11, so they go down to 10. And again, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we also can't have that. We can't do that because that's too many units. So we have to back somebody off. Okay, we're going to back this tank unit off. So we're going to have to add all this up again. And over here, the same way, we have too many units in here. So we're going to back him off. And him off. Okay, so since they're activated, they can't go anywhere. They're going to become spent. And let's do this again. So down here, 9, 10, 11. The Germans start with 11. Our air support, our Air Force took them down to 10. So now 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Combined arms is 13. Okay, so that makes it better. I'm glad we caught that. Let's see how this goes. Okay, the Germans roll an 8. They're at 10, so they go to 18. Soviets roll a 7. We're at 13, so we go to 20. So that is a win. We've taken that, so I'm going to take the morale down as we do this. Artillery support comes off. Air support comes off. And all these units become spent, but we now own that area. Okay. Now we come up here. They start off with a defense of 8. We start off with 8, and then we add 3, so 9, 10, 11. So that gives us a 3 lead. Is that enough, or do we need to add support? I don't think we're going to take a chance. We're going to add support since we get combined arms as well. Okay, so I'm going to add these here just so you can see that there's an infantry unit in there as well. They're at 8. And we're at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 with the combined arms. And now let's see what this looks like. I'd really like to win by more than 6 to get a nice little overrun here. But that is not going to happen. The Germans win by 5, or the Germans roll a 5, so they go to 13. We roll a 4, so we go to 18. So we win by 4. Not the overrun, but still a win. The German morale goes down by 1 because they lost another area. And we put the artillery spent back in there, and we have taken over Karlshort. All right, so that was pretty effective down there. We'll activate this area here. Or if we activate this area, enter vacant area adjacent, it costs 2 to move in there, and then it costs 4 to move in there. We're going to do it. So 2, 6. 2, 6, and then 2, ooh, they don't have enough room to get in there. Let's rethink that. Or do we want to just move everybody here into there? That's what we're going to do. We're not going to activate this area yet. We're going to activate this area. We're going into Lichtenberg. Their defense is ambush and a 9. So ambush, what that does is place a lead attacking unit in the out of action box after combat resolution. Ignore if the combat result is a repulse or a stalemate. Okay. Their defense is 11 to start. We are at 5, 6, 7. We're going to add artillery. So that would take us to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the combined arms. We'd still be behind. And then we're going to use air support as well. So let's see what the air support does for us. They subtract 1. That takes them down to a 10. Air support was not very effective in either one of those. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for combined arms. So we're both at a 10. So let's see what this looks like. Boy, we really needed the Air Force to do a little better there. Oh, of course we did, because the Germans roll a 12, so they repulse us. So I think the ambush, yeah, with the repulse, okay. So we lose our lead unit, which is there. They get repulsed, so they go back into here, and we also lose a stall and approval rating. The air support goes in there, and that goes in there. So now that that's revealed, it would still be an 11. There's 2 units in here. We're going to move 2 more units up into there. They will be spent. And he will become spent. All right. Got a little aggressive with the clipping on that one. I do clipping with a fingernail clipper, folks, so I know you guys are gasping as we speak, but it's worked for years for me, and it's not so bad. All these were done that way. I think that's the worst one. So now, come up here. Oh, we didn't do bloody streets. So there's 2 areas for bloody streets. So let's go back and do that. It didn't impact anything here, so that's good. So bloody streets, if you roll a 1, you flip the Soviet unit to spent and reduce Stalin approval by 1. If you roll a 2, you reduce Stalin approval by 1. You roll a 3, place 1 unit in the out of auction box. You roll a 4 through 6, no effect. So we'll start down here. And no effect. And then we go up there. 3, place 1 unit in the out of action box. So we come up here. We are going to place 1 of the infantry units in the out of action box. And the bloody streets markers come off. So got to remember to catch that. All right, so now we come down. These guys should be, they're the ones that had to retreat. They should be back to their regular side. Okay, we're going to, do we want to jump in there? That's 12. We have 1 support left. Or do we want to try to pick on somebody else? Yeah, I think we're going to jump up into here. We're going to go into Zehlendorf. Their defense is elite and an 8. So, not much better. So elite, the German side rolls 3d6 instead of 2d6. So that's awesome. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so they start off with a 10. We're at 8, 9, 10. So we go to 11. They're at 10. So the Germans start off at 10. We start off at 11. We're going to use artillery, because I thought we had an infantry unit in there. Oh, no, we don't. Maybe we don't want to do that. Do we take our chances by 1? Yeah, we're going to do it. So 11 to 10. Woo, what do you know? Germans roll a 5, so they go to 15. We roll a 7. We go to 18. So yes, there's victory there for the Soviets. Oh, they roll 1 more die. The Germans get to roll 1 more die. Almost forgot that. So they're at 5. All right, well, that's awesome. We do not win here. We get repulsed again. So the lead unit has to go out. Boy, that one hurts. They stay there. And we lose an approval rating. Ugh. What a nice die roll there for them. Okay. That is the way things have been going. So down here, We're going to activate 1 and move up here, so we're full up there again. So that's 4, and he gets thrown over there. Okay, up here, it's 5 to 8. The Germans are at 5, Soviets are at 8. Let's see how this works. The Germans roll a 7, so they go to 12. We roll a 6. We go to 14, so we did win there. So that comes off. We are spent, but that area is now or that zone is now ours. I keep dropping this counter. We do not get a point for that, remember? Okay, so now let's make a big push up here. So we're going to run into the Reichendorf Weston. Their defense is elite, of course. They start off with 11 and they get to roll 3 die. The Soviets are at 8, 9, 10, 11. And they get to roll 2 die. We do have support. Which may be the way to go. We would get combined arms for this next attack. What do we want to do? Do we want to take our chances? What do you guys think? They're at 11. They get to roll 3 dice. We're at 8, 9, 10, 11. We get to roll 2 dice. Okay, we're going to do it. So let's see what this does. So the Germans get rid of a 4. They roll a 10. They're at 21. We roll a 7. We get repulsed again. So lead unit was one of the 8s. So they get repulsed. They go in the box. I'm going to need a lot of supply points. And the Stalin approval rating goes down to 14. We may be calling Stalin and taking a chance. So now we're going to activate this last area. They're going into Osten. Let's flip over their defense. They are elite as well. So there's some elite troops hanging up there on the border. So the Germans start off with 9. We start off with 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to add artillery for 11, 12, and combined arms for 13. They roll 3 die. We roll 2 die. Okay? So I'm going to roll at separate times. So we're going to roll the Germans first. So they get rid of the 3, and they roll an 11. So they're at 9. They go to 20. And now let's see what the Soviets can do. We need a 7 to stalemate, an 8 to win. And we lose. Ugh. Okay. Glad we used that artillery there. Lead unit is a 7. And the rest get repulsed again. This front up here is not helping us at all. And they are there. All right, so that is the end of the combat. So end of turn. We go back. The Germans lose 1 morale. And Stalin goes down because we're not Soviet controlled for the Reichstag, so down to 13. That is the end of turn 2, so we are headed to turn 3. So I'm going to turn everybody over and I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay everybody, we're back for turn 3. And we start off with the random events phase. So again, we roll 3 die. The German die are hot. So 15. Wink attacks. If zone H is German controlled, zone H, where's H? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. H is up here. Okay, we don't control it. If German controlled, treat as infantry shortages. Okay, so infantry shortages are out of action Soviet units may not return to play during this supply phase. So infantry units cannot come back this phase. So I'm going to put those right here. And we don't get to bring them back. Okay, that's a bummer. Now we're going to roll for the supply phase. $12, 16, 19, so that's good. So 19 for supply. We don't have, let's buy, and then I don't think we have any bloody streets this time. No, we don't. Okay, so we're going to take the 8-6 cost 4 to come back. So we're going to do that. And he will go in the M section. So that's 4. That takes us to 15. We're going to leave him out, and we are going to buy 2 air support, so that's 4 more. And that gives us 5 artillery support. And that will take us down to 1 that we will carry over to next turn. Okay. And then we don't have any bloody streets. So now there is a thing where you can once per turn at the start of the combat phase, the Soviet player may roll 1d6. This roll is optional and the player may always decline to make it. It's called phone call to Stalin. If you roll a 1, you decrease the Stalin approval rating by 2. If you roll a 2, you decrease it by 1. A 3 and a 4 is no result. A 5 or a 6 are increased by 1 or 2 respectively. So we are going to try that. So we are going to call Stalin. See if we can change the tide here. We get a 5. And that improves the Stalin rating by 1. So Stalin gives us a little boost there, so that helps. All right, now we go back to the combat phase. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start up at the top this time. I'm trying to mix things up so we can get it to work. These units are going to move into the forest for Tegeler C, and we're going to see what their defense is. That's a kill zone. Of course it is. So they start off with a defense of 10. We start off with a defense or with an attack value of 8. The kill zone, of course, the Soviet player must either place 1 attacking unit in the out of action box prior to combat resolution or flip all attacking units to spent and retreat. I hate to retreat. But we're going to do it. We can't afford to get repulsed. And now that we know that, we can just go in there next time. So now we go up above. Here they've got a defense of 12, so we're going to move everybody into here. So it's all armor. So they're a defense of 9 plus 2 is 11. We're at 8, 9, 10, 11 ourselves. We will use air support in there. So we will go ahead and roll. First for the Soviets. So the Soviet roll is, oh, an 11. So they go to 22. And the Germans, the black die is the air support that they subtract. Whew, they roll a 4, so they roll a 1 basically. They roll a 12, so we overrun there. Happy days. So we overrun here. They stay intact. That goes over there. That air support worked good. Then we're going to go ahead and jump into the other force base in Tegel. They are defended by the Volkssturm, so only a 6. The Volkssturm is a Soviet success results during combat becomes an overrun, so that's awesome. So the Germans lost an urban area, so we're going to take their morale down by 1. Their defense is a 6 over there. We start off with 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think we're going to mess with it. We're going to go ahead and take our chances. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. So here's their roll. They're at 6. Oh, they don't get 3 rolls. We're going to read. Well, we'll just take that out. They roll an 8. So they go to 14. The Soviets are at 11. They roll a 6. So they go to 17. So they win. And since that's a Volkssturm, that becomes an overrun again. So this armored units are going to town. So that's another area. So I think they get points for forest area, right? Yep. Morale goes down to 42. And now the armor units we need to get into here. So they're going into the Volkspark. So they're all coming into here. The defense is Hitler Youth. So that's good for us as well. They had their strong elite defenses on the end. So the Hitler Youth is ignore German shaken morale when calculating the German defense, otherwise no strategy. So we're looking at, they're at a defense of 6. We're at 8, 9, 10, 11. So again, we're not going to use any added. The Germans roll a 8. So they go to 14. And the Soviets roll a 10. So they go to 21. So they overrun again. There goes another unit. So that's the 3rd unit. So they're going to lose another morale point at the end of the turn for that. Now I'm wondering if we can continue Is there a limit on overrun, or can we just keep going? An overrun also cancels the effect. Yep, doesn't say that they can't. Okay, so they say, so we're going to continue to move. They're going to go into which one? Mobit or Charlottenburg? Let's go into here. This is going to be a tough area. Heavy urban area. Let's see what the defense is. Fanatic and a 9. Okay, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12 they start off with for defense. We're at 8, 9, 10, 11. We are going to use air support there. And we're also going to use artillery support. We don't get combined arms, but we'll take the boost. So they're at 12. We're at 11, 12, 13. So we go to 13. And then we will use our air support as well. So the Germans roll, and the black die we will subtract because of air support. They get a 0, so the air support does very well. So they're at 12, so we're going to win this no matter what, which is awesome. And the Soviets roll a 7, so 1, 2. So they win by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No overrun. Oh, you can't overrun in heavy anyhow, but they go away. So that's another area we've taken. So their morale goes down by 1 more. And now they are down to 40 morale. And these armor units have done their job. They have run some serious things in there. And next we can take on Reich and get that, hopefully get that taken care of, which is what we need. All right, so up here, they are going to jump into here. And the defense in Pankow is Volkstrom, so that's a 6. And again, that is, what's Volkstrom again? Oh, if we win, we get an overrun there. Their defense is a 6. Our attack value, we're leading off with the 6 armor unit, so they're 6, 7, 8. We're going to use artillery support. Armor unit 6, 7, 8, add 2 for their 10, add 1 more for combined arms. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 we're at. And let's see what that looks like. So the Germans roll. They get a 10, so a nice roll there. They're at 16. We need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a 6 or better to win. So some serious fighting there. And they do. So the Soviets pull out there. And that is an automatic overrun. So again, another German area goes down. Morale is now down to 39. And we continue on. That air support, artillery goes away. We're going to jump down here into Reichendorf. They're a 9 for defense. The Soviets are leading with the 6 armor unit, the 6.6 armor unit. So 6, 7, 8. We'll use artillery for 9, 10, 11 for combined arms. And let's see what that looks like. So the Germans roll a 9. So they go to 8. They go to 18. Again, we're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to need a decent roll here. Not enough. So we get repulsed. So that artillery goes over here. We get repulsed. Getting a little greedy, but that's okay. They defended well. And we lose one stolen approval that we gained on the phone call. But we'll take that. Okay. Now, over here, we will jump everybody into here. Defense is 11 for the Germans. The attack value is 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus we're going to use artillery support for 11, 12, 13. So let's see if that is enough. So the Germans roll. They roll a 6, and they're at 17. We need a 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 5 to win this battle. And they get it, and they go to 9. So we won by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No overrun. But again, another area goes out, so German morale goes down to 38. Artillery goes away, and we are now in control of that. This has been a pretty good turn for the Soviets so far. This area is going to activate, and they're going in here to support. Over here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're going to go into Rummelsburg. The defense in Rummelsburg is an ambush 8. So the ambush means that the attacking unit will go out of action after combat resolution. They're looking at a defense of 10. The Soviets are looking at 8, 9, 10, 11. We will use our last artillery, so 11, 12, 13, 14 for combined arms. So it's 14 to 10. The Germans roll a 10, so they go to 20. That means the Soviets need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a 7 or better to win this battle. And we get it by 2, nice. So no overrun, but another area goes down. So German morale goes down to 37. And artillery support goes, and we are now in control. So the Soviets are making a serious push right now. Now, of course, it's going to get heavier when the heavy urban areas get into play here. But we'll see how that goes. There's 3 here. So they're going to activate, and they're just going to go into here. So they've got 2, 4 there, 2, 4 there, and 2, 4 there. So they're all in there. Okay. Now down here, they're all going to move into the airfield down here. See what the defense is. Tiger tank. Could be worse. We have no more support though, so this is going to be close. They're at a defense of 10, but then they add 2 because of the Tiger tank, so they're at 12. We're at 7, 8, 9, 10, so we're underdogs in this battle. Hope we don't get repulsed. I could go for a stalemate. So the Germans roll a 9. So they're at 21. There's no, we'd have to roll a 12 for a stalemate, so this isn't looking good. Oh my gosh. So we're at 10, we roll a 12. Oh no, that's actually a 12. We go to 22, we actually win that battle. Wow. Let's make sure we did that right. 9, 10, 11, 12. They add 9. So 21. The Soviets were at 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? 7, 8, 9, 10. They roll a 12. They go to 22. Wow. That is awesome. Die rolls have changed. I take another German area. They go down to 36. Why is there a, oh, wait a minute, why was that there? Why was that tiger there? The tiger shouldn't have been there. So that wasn't as climatic as we could have had. So anyone attacking armored unit, so we one of these armored units have to go. Okay, I don't know how that got in. Oh, was that there? Yeah, I bet that was down there. Okay, well, we know that that's down there now. All right, so they take over, so that goes away. So we don't add a German, so that goes back. Okay, we're good there. We got it now. That was amazing, but it wasn't as climatic as we could have had that now that that was there. Okay, down here, what are we gonna do? It's been a tough slog down here. Their defense is a 12. Their defense is a 10. If we move in here, that'd be 6, 7, 8, 9. We have no more artillery. Okay, so we're gonna do it. The Germans are at a 10 for defense. The Soviets come in with the 6 lead unit and then 7, 8, 9. So the Germans have a little bit of an advantage. Let's roll for them. They roll a 9. On a 10, they're at a 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need 11 or 12 to get the victory. And we do not. So they go back. They get repulsed. The lead unit comes off. Stalin's approval rating goes down by 1. Even though we've had a great turn, he's never satisfied. Oh, sorry, hit the camera there. Don't mind me. So it costs 4 to move in there. We're going to go 2, 4, 6 to move in there. So now we're all in here. Let's see what the defense looks like. It is a Panther. So they start off with 10 and a Panther adds a 1. So their defense is 11. We are at, the lead unit's an 8. We are at 11. So it's 11 to 11. So let's see if we can win this even battle. The Germans roll an 8, which make it tough. Germans are at a 10, right? 8, 10, 11 because of the Panther. They roll an 8, so they go to 19. We are at 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's see what we roll. Not enough. I should just stop. We're being greedy here. Lead unit goes up here. They get repulsed again. Seems like the outer defensive have been very, very tough. And the Soviets' approval rating is now down to 11. This last group, boy, I'm kind of scared. There's 9. Do I take a chance? Yes, we're going into here. We're going to take a chance. Let's see what that defense is. Of course, a Tiger. So start off with a defense of 10, add 1 for 11 for the Tiger tank. We are at 7, 8, 9. So we're down by 2 to start off. So the Soviets, or the Germans, roll a 9. They go to 20. We're going to need a miracle. Ooh, 11. We're at 9. So we go to 20. So that's a stalemate. I'll take that. I will take that. So stalemate here. They get flipped. We put a bloody streets marker in there. And I will take that. That was not looking like it was going to be decent for us. So we will take that right there. Okay, I think that is all for this turn, folks. So let's end the turn. Again, Stalin goes down 1 because we're not here. We're getting close. We already took off for the repulses. We've taken off for all, but they do lose 1 more because of over 3 in a turn. So they're at 36. And that is it. So folks, I'm going to let you go here. That is the end of turn 3. We are headed to turn 4. And that's where we will pick this up the next time. So thanks again for watching. Appreciate you guys. If you see something I did wrong, let me know. Otherwise, be safe, be kind. Happy wargaming, everybody. Take care.